representing the Greene School in West Palm Beach, Florida. Originally a school created for pre-K through 8th grade bright, curious learners. This year, Greene expanded and opened a high school, and we are members of the inaugural 9th grade class. One of the many things that makes our school unique is the idea that students who find their passions and who are given the opportunity to expand on them during their time in school are ultimately the ones to flourish in the world beyond high school.
Additionally, we are fortunate to have our first aerospace team, led by instructor Kevin Simmons, who has extensive background working with students to design, build, and launch CUBE satellites. In short, we recognize how fortunate we are to have real-world experiential STEM opportunities at such a young age. The Greene School Aerospace Team is a group made of passionate students from grades 6 through 9, with a mission to prepare the next generation to advance STEM in tomorrow's world. We do this through a variety of ways, including a passion project that allows students to create a story over time in high school, field experiences that align with our passions, competitions, and conferences.
These activities provide real-world aerospace opportunities and reflect the importance of project-based and experiential learning. We stress the importance of project-based and experiential learning because it's the proof of all understanding. Through project-based learning, students are able to learn deeply and develop core employability skills they'll use for the rest of their careers. When the concepts that come with this learning are applied to students in middle and early high school like ourselves, we acquire years of experience before even stepping into the workforce.
The main elements to authentic project-based and experiential learning are real-world experiences in many fields of work, making sure all who are willing to learn have the accessibility to do so, and aiding students in finding their passions.
We continue this effort by advocating for aerospace programs and policies, spreading our work to further aerospace groups, and continuing to surround our team with credible STEM experiences. Field experiences. They're one of the best ways to bring the classroom outside the four walls. In the past year, our students have engaged in several, including these relating to engineering and aerospace.
For some of the earlier trips, such as the Florida Institute of Technology, University of Florida Scripps, Florida Atlantic University, and University of Central Florida. For middle and high school students got to see what it is like to work and research at these excellent schools. They were able to see large-scale projects that could have a large impact on space development and were educated on them. For example, the aerospace team got a soldering workshop and campus tour at Florida Atlantic University. For Florida Space Day, a group of 18 middle and high school students attended the Florida State Capitol in order to advocate for aerospace education policies and programs. Finally, the 8th grade physics class took an overnight trip to Jacksonville in order to compete in the engineering competition hosted by the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers, celebrating National Engineering Week. The main challenge tested their skills to see how well they could develop a solution to a real-world engineering problem. After competing against many schools in the state of Florida, one of our groups took first place.
Field experiences are an opportunity to use knowledge gained in the classroom and apply that with supervised learning in the field. This is a form of experiential learning that allows students to make those connections into the real world. For the greatest success of this and the next generation, educators must ensure these opportunities are advantageous and relevant.
Giving students the experience of entering competitions allows them to explore a wide variety of subjects, and it helps them engage in healthy skill building with like-minded students who embrace challenges. Overall, competitions teach teamwork and encourage students to develop grit and the ability to solve problems.
They prepare adolescents for life in the sense that they're performing real-world tasks in authentic environments. In short, competition pushes students to do their best, not just good enough, and those are the skills that will eventually take them far in the workplace. Shown are the competitions the Greene School Aerospace Team have taken part in, another largely useful component of project-based learning. In addition to field experiences and competitions, conferences reinforce real-world learning and by allowing students to present their findings in front of people in their field. Students learn in many different ways, through research, writing, and speaking. Speaking reinforces the 4 C's: communication, creativity, collaboration, and critical thinking. Most importantly, through conferences, students get the opportunity to network with industry professionals and gain inspiration for future aerospace endeavors.
Listed other conferences our school the Greene School Aerospace team are attending or planning to present at. From Frisco, Texas, all the way to Glasgow, Scotland. For all these conferences, in fact, groups of students have been and will continue to write abstracts in order to present and eventually expand upon their topic. The experiences, competitions, and conferences are just a few ways to develop an impressive academic resume, which is particularly important for high school students. They help students to show a journey, a story about a particular area of passion that will help separate them from their peers. This is best done by finding an area of interest within an industry, like in our case, the aerospace industry. Mine is business and entrepreneurship.
Mine is policy and debate.
While these are distinctly different career pathways, we can explore these opportunities through our experiences, with the guidance of our aerospace educator, Kevin Simmons, who liaises with industry in order to provide these opportunities for us. For forming an idea, there has to be a spark to decide your idea. Maybe it's an activity, subject, or project. You have to brainstorm how that idea can be expanded upon and into a portfolio. For planning with a mentor is a necessary part in building your story. That mentor can be a teacher or anyone with specialty in your subject. With your mentor, you have to plan for certain experiences and or internships. Then come those real-world experiences. To be successful, it is important that you learn from the people you strive to become. These experiences can get you connections that can help you once you are in the workforce. It is important to explore as many of these as possible. Finally, presenting the work. All the hard work you've put in, you can now stand out and present. Colleges are looking for students who stand out in front of their peers and can present ideas effectively to a crowd. Participating in conferences like these are some of the best ways to present yourself and make connections.
It's hard for anyone of our age to know exactly what their passions are, but this is especially true for children of underrepresented populations. While advancements have been made, STEM fields, which are high-paying and abundant, are still primarily filled with men. We can attest this to the fact that in childhood, girls are casted as the mothers, teachers, and nurses, while boys are cast as the scientists, doctors, and astronauts. Although all extremely important roles, to ensure a healthy science identity for all children, we must encourage them to pursue whatever their passions are, not just the stereotypical path. It shouldn't go unnoticed that in recent years there's been a great focus on diversifying the industry, but still more must be done. Now more than ever, if we were to make the STEM playing field more equal, providing these real-world authentic STEM experiences for all is crucial to help all our young students feel like they belong in aerospace.
To conclude, it is important to note that if education is to keep up with the ever-advancing technology of the 21st century, we must do a better job educating our students at an earlier age. This is especially true for all STEM subjects.
When we tie subject matter to real-world industry, students not only learn authentic content, but they get the opportunity to network with individuals in their field. This is even more important for those underrepresented populations, so we can change the trajectory of the STEM pipeline, which is shown right there. Although schools have many curricular challenges, simply adding relevant field experiences, competitions, and conferences are enough to change a student's life trajectory. We believe that all future vocations and interests can connect back to the aerospace industry and economy.
In closing, there is a place in aerospace for everyone.
Thank you, and if you have any questions, we're happy to answer.